Hello, world, and welcome to another day that the Lord has made. Once again, I don't want anyone to think I'm a religious person because I'm not. Um, I got a question asked of me yesterday. Why do I keep talking about certain items that people feel as though that they're religious? And I say that I'm not religious. I said that I am spiritual. I don't believe in any one religion. Religion is made by man. There are faults in it. So I stay spiritual rather than religious. I used to go to churches, found out just wasn't for me. It's man running the churches, so I feel as though it's okay for whoever. It's just not okay for me. You do what you do. I do what I do. Nothing meant negative towards that. It's just something that I believe in. I'm not saying you have to believe in what I believe in. I'm only sharing what I believe to be truth. So I'm going to be doing a 5 video series of the conversations about love and the lack thereof it. So let's start off today with something that I've titled "The World is Missing Love." But it doesn't have to stay that way. I don't know if you've noticed it. Notice that the world is lacking love. If you have, something just feels different. Today, people are quicker to judge, slower to listen. We scroll past each other's pain and argue more than we understand. We are always trying to calculate hurt and harm instead of trying to calculate how we can show love to each and every one that we encounter. I don't believe it's that love has disappeared. I think that love has been neglected and used in a format of those who don't believe in kindness. That's as far as I'll go with that one, because then it becomes political. Today, I wanted to talk about that. How we've neglected love. Not from blame, but from truth and the hope that we can change the way we all think and feel about each other. I want to ask a question. What happened to us? What happened to just being a plain human being that shows compassion, empathy, feelings, joy, happiness, like I always talk about? What happened to us? There was a time that I remember when we all knew our neighbors. Can't tell you. I know people live around me. I know one person. I have to drive by him coming up my driveway. When conversations lasted longer than notifications. Somewhere along the way, we've just lost sight of everything. We've become distracted by fear, comparison, ego, and division. And when we create distance, love struggles to survive. Think about that. Where we've created distance, love struggles to survive. We've come up with this thing called a 3-foot barrier all around us. Don't enter my 3-foot barrier. You made me feel strange. You make me feel weird. You make me feel as though you're trying to get more from me than I'm willing to give. Let's talk about the cost of living without love. When love is missing, kindness becomes rare. All we think about is ourselves, things that we have, things that we want, things that we desire, not how we can help somebody else. Patience is listed and accounted as weakness. Empathy becomes something that is optional rather than part of our daily life. Feeling for others is missing from this world. People carry silent burdens that I remember years ago we were able to share with each other. Not anymore. You become a pain in somebody's ass. Excuse me. When somebody thinks that you're complaining about something, when it's simply empathy. Oh, he or she is a complainer. All they do is bring up bad things. They complain about this. It's not true. What this is empathy for others, caring about others, whether it be their home lives, their safety. Why we've taken it and run with it in a different direction is to protect ourselves from getting involved. These are the silent burdens that people carry. Shouldn't be that way. I don't believe that people are starving for success. I don't believe it. Some people strive to do better for their families, to have the ability to provide more. I think that we're starving for connection more than we're starving for anything else. Because the world has told us connection is bad. Stay away from that. That connection is against the law. That connection is something that doesn't show empathy, that it shows a different thing, an evil thing. That's why people are afraid to love, to show love, to talk about love. I'm not a quitter. It's like I've always said, I'll never give up or give in to anything or anybody. It's not who I am. It's not how I'm built. I will constantly fight for the rights of others. I will constantly fight for love, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the outcome. Why do you think that we withhold love? I think I just started on that a little bit. Why we withhold it? Why don't we share it? Why do we keep it to ourselves? Keeping love to ourselves is not sharing empathy. We talk about that, right? Empathy. Within business, we talk about empathy for others. Well, empathy is love. It's a form of love. So don't criticize others when we show empathy, because we're showing love. Don't criticize others because somebody's happy and they're showing joy, for joy is love. Don't criticize somebody when they walk around happy, because happiness is love and the will to share it is love. Sometimes we hide behind certain things because we've been hurt and we don't want to share love anymore. I think that's part of life, being hurt. But now we have to have discernment. We should be able to forgive, but never forget. So then what happens is we close ourselves to others, to love, to joy, happiness, all of the good things, empathy, because we've been hurt. Now we fall back and we say, stay away. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for your stuff. Now love gets put on the wayside. Sad days. But we can make them bright again by becoming closer. Never forget our hurt, but forgive those who have hurt us is the key. The key word, forgive. Next word, a phrase, is never forget. So that same hurt, you never feel again. Sometimes it's pride that gets in the way. Sometimes we just simply forget how to love. I know sometimes I do. Anger clouds my decisions. Ignorance clouds my decisions. The why people can't understand. The rudeness of others that I can't understand. Can't understand it. Love isn't just a feeling. Love is a choice that we as human beings make. It's a choice. It's not just a feeling. We forget about that. We forget about that all the time, that it's something that God has given us. It's one of the feelings that He has given us to show the world that you still care. To show the world there's still hope. To show the world that we still have the strength to show goodness in a world filled with hate. We have to remember that love is not a weakness. We have to remember to love takes strength. To love shows honor, dignity, integrity. To forgive, it takes courage. It's not easy. I'm never going to tell you it's easy. But we must find the strength to forgive, or love will never be found again. It will go off to the wayside. Nothing but hate and destruction. For greed. People who think that they are really somebody, trying to be somebody, when all they have to do is show love and understanding. Love shows wisdom to be able to listen instead of opening your mouth and talking nonsense. It takes strength to stay kind to others. Once again, I'll tell you, if you don't love yourself, find a new self. Find a new way of being somebody who you can love. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. Love heals. Love restores. Love strengthens. Love brings a world to a point of knowing, to a point of understanding, to a point of bringing oneself to a point of always loving. I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, I've been in situations in life where I've lost my love for everything and anything because of the hurt, the disappointment, the distractions that the world wants to put in front of you. When my love was restored for myself, for the people around me, I started to feel whole again. I started to feel like I belonged to something greater than this world, most of all, greater than myself. How do we bring love back to a point that we never forget again? I believe it starts small. I believe if we show patience, if we show kindness, I believe that love will spread like a wildfire through the woods, through the mountains, in the air. The wind will take it across nations, across the world. I believe as it spreads, that each and every one of us will find our purpose. I believe that when it spreads, that each and every one of us take life with a meaning, that we show each other that you're important to us, that you're more important than self. We need to spread this love. One act of love, of kindness, can change someone's life. There's so many of us, there's so many people that hurt. That you just know, you can feel it when you meet this person, just the way they act. You know, and when you've shared your love with this person and you told them, but you've shown them most of all that you truly care by your actions, by your faith in them, and your faith in love, you'll see a difference. Now other people will get jealous. That people will show you more attention. They'll laugh and joke with you. They'll smile. Those are usually the people that sit up here, right? Those are the people that just don't understand how to love anymore. They're worried about their career. They're worried about the money that they make. They're worried about their bank accounts. Why bother being a person if you're going to worry about all those things and what people think of you? Who cares? If you're showing love, you're doing the right thing. You're showing people that that's all that matters. You know, the world is very noisy, which becomes a distraction to your mind, most of all to your soul. The world needs more love. We need to be there for love so that love feels alive again. And it begins with us, with me, with you. Be the reason why somebody feels seen today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Bring forth love to this world of hate, deceit, greed. Take back the world that God has given us. That in the beginning, it was pure. Then we disobeyed. The world started to become wicked because now we had discernment of good and evil. For the most part, we chose evil. For the most part, we chose to look away from God because it suited us better, because we didn't have to give anything of us, because we didn't have to give our hearts, because our hearts have been taken from us. Know that God replenishes. Know that God will restore. Have faith. Have trust in Him. Give thanks each and every day. Pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to help you, to give you discernment, to show nothing but true love. All right, y'all. See you again on the next one. I want you to know I love you with all my heart and soul. If you know me, I believe you know that I'm sincere. I do get distracted, so please don't show me distance. Come closer. If you see me getting distracted, bring me closer to the light, as I will you. Till the next time, once again, I love you. Peace. Make this day great.